Hello, Aries. Welcome to your, I was going to say to your free personal reading with me, Cindy. I don't know where that came from, I guess. I don't know, it's going to be personal. It's general, but it is free. Yeah, okay. Thanks. That was really funny. So, Aries. Okay, so this week is the surprise week for, you know, what my topics are throughout the month. So this is a surprise. What's the surprise, you say? Yeah, what is it? The surprise is clarity. Surprising clarity. We're going to bring you on something. We're going to bring you surprising clarity. And I got to be honest, I don't find it clear until I get near the end of these readings. And I'm like, oh. But it's almost like, it's like following a bloody trail of breadcrumbs. It's always like that when I do readings. You got to follow the trail of breadcrumbs. And I was like, now I understand. Okay, so hang in there and let's see where this goes. So what is this topic? What are we bringing surprising clarity to Aries regarding in this reading this week? What are we bringing surprising clarity to Aries in this week? What is the topic? Wow, the Nine of Pentacles. Interesting. There you go. The Nine of Pentacles is all about someone who looks after themselves really well. It's all about like, I want to say like self-awareness, self-care, I don't want to say, I can see an angry cross watcher in here for Aries going, it's all about selfishness. You have no idea how we're selfish. We're not selfish. We just know how important it is to look after ourselves first. When the plane is going down, you got to put the oxygen mask on you before you put it on anyone else, right? Right, my fellow tribesmen? Right, okay. So, the Nine of Pentacles, but it is also like the single card. This is independence. It's really about independence. This is going to be good. Aries is going to be like, yeah, let's see where this is going. Okay, so, independence. Do you want clarity on that? Or? Okay, so that was my Millennium Thoth deck. You know, I'm going to stick with it, actually. Yeah, I just see how this goes. I just, you know, however I feel, that's what I'm going to do. There's no rules or regulations here. Why should there be? Oh my gosh. You walk out the bloody door and it's all rules and regulations. Alright, wanted to come out. The Four of Swords. The Universe. What do we have? So you have the Four of Swords, the Universe, the Hanged Man, the High Priestess, and the Knight of Swords. All right, this is all in connection to try to bring you some surprising clarity into independence. The Nine of Pentacles. The Nine of Pentacles is also about having, like, really having everything except that 10th Pentacle. And that 10th Pentacle is, because yeah, I guess, like in a lot of the typical tarot decks, where's the typical tarot? Here's the typical tarot. It's like this woman standing all on her own with a whole bunch of beauty. Oh, here she sometimes they have a dog. She has a little bird. She has a little bird, right? Like, so the person, like, it really is about being independent, being self-sufficient. And the person is. So kind of claiming that. So maybe you're trying to get that. This is going to play out different ways for different people. You might be trying to get that. Maybe you're trying to become more self-sufficient. So take it how it resonates, because there's a lot of people watching. Guys, sometimes it's close to 30,000 after a couple of weeks releasing these. That's a lot of people to read for in one go, in one sign. Yeah, I don't know how some people do it. I was looking at, you know, Ali's Tarot. I love watching her. And I'm looking at her numbers. I'm like, I don't know how she'd read it for like 75,000 people per sign. It's just crazy. It's crazy. But so in this reading, you may be yourself, like, how can I become more self-sufficient? How can I get to that Nine of Pentacles? Others of you may be in that Nine of Pentacles. You have that self-sufficient. Maybe there's some, the 9 isn't the completion. The 10 of Pentacles is. So where I was trying to go with this, if you do want that 10th Pentacle, it usually is that significant person so that you can have the happy home, the happy life, that final chapter, which is that 10th Pentacle, the 10 of Pentacles. So the cards that came out, like I said, I'll show you. We have the Four of Swords, the universe, which is kind of like the world, +1. The Hanged Man, the High Priestess, and the Knight of Swords. So give me a second here. It's so funny. So it's never how you think it's going to be. Huh. Ah, yeah, give me a second here. The symbolism in these is amazing. Ooh. Well, okay, I'm going to go right into the Four of Swords because it's just, it is what it is. So the Four of Swords, you know, having perhaps won a battle, gone through something that was very tiring, wore you out, a little bit of wounded soldier energy, but you're in the healing process with the Four of Swords. You're, you know, pulling away from stuff. It's not quite, I don't want to say, well, it could be a little bit hermitish, a little bit like hermit energy, but it's more about, there's a lot of rest involved with the Four of Swords. So taking time to rest, taking time to heal, whether that's mental, emotional, physical as well, so that when you do go out, those scars are gone, you're good, you're rested, you're ready to go. It's resting, it's taking a rest, really. And it's also about, fours are always about balance and stability. So kind of get that, claim that again, or being in that energy and like being, okay, I'm good with this balance and stability, getting my rest, I'm healing, you know. It's February, so who doesn't want to do that in February? And then we get the universe and the Hanged Man, which is so interesting to look at together in this deck. Wow. Dang. Okay. Here, I gotta stand up. I want to make sure these focus because it's pretty interesting to look at. Okay, so the universe is the card that actually came out first. So you can see this is about a massive cycle change for me. And it's interesting because that's usually the world card, but the world, if I'm remembering correct, is number 20 in the deck. And this is 21. So it's the world +1. So I want to say it's a very, very significant cycle change. And it's learning to balance what the universe wants to bring towards you. So perhaps you're in this Four of Swords energy, learning to work with the energy of the universe instead of against it. Which, okay, that seems like Aries, because Aries is always wanting to control things and really try to claim things and go after what you want. And now with the Hanged Man, isn't it interesting that there's this snake curled up down here, and then there's one at his feet, right there. So, what I'm getting with that is, you've either gone through a big cycle change or you're about to. So if you're trying to get the Nine of Pentacles, you're trying to become more self-sufficient, more independent in some aspect of your life, or maybe all aspects of your life. You are learning to balance. That you're coming into energy that's going to allow you to learn how to balance that and to kind of go with the flow in a way. And then with the Hanged Man is about typically, you know, turn your life upside down, look at everything from outside of the box. Look at how different. Like look at your life or look at you or your perspective from someone else's and see how that is so that you can get perspective on yourself. Because when you're involved in it, you don't always see it. You know, it reminds me of a piece of artwork. Being an artist, you're sitting there, you're working on it, and then you know, oh, I gotta go to the bathroom. So you get up and you go to the bathroom, and then, actually I said that kind of funny. I kind of said it like I actually did. So, like, just a second, I'll be right back. And then you're gone for a few minutes, and maybe the phone rings, you're talking on the phone, you come back and you look at your artwork, you go, oh my God, is that what that, oh wow, that's not balanced, like, or this isn't, because you changed your perspective. You were so in it, you couldn't see it. You needed to walk away from it and step away from it. That's kind of interesting, huh? You need to walk, almost like walk away and step away from your life. I've never looked at the Hanged Man. I like that. That's it. I like the way I talk that shit through sometimes. So the Hanged Man. And in doing that now, look, you actually, instead of one giant snake that you're wrestling with, you have one calm and tamed at your head. And then you have one at your feet. But that one actually, the way just the head curls around the toe, it's almost like supportive energy. It's just helping you to keep that balance. So you move from trying to manage and perhaps manipulate and control this giant anaconda, which is the symbol of new cycles coming in and out of your life and how they do come in and out of your life. Is it what I want? Is it not what I want? How do I manipulate it or control it or get what I want? Instead, going into this very balanced energy, yeah, like now having full perspective on your life, and allowing the universe to sit calmly by your mind and support you at your feet in this new perspective, which is kind of neat. And then that gets you into this High Priestess card. And what I find interesting about her is all the geometric symbols at the bottom with the crystals, but even more so is this bow and arrow that sits kind of at the base chakra with her. See the bow and arrow? Sorry, I'm not trying to hypnotize anyone doing it. I'm trying to get it to focus on the card. There we go. See the bow and arrow that sits right there at the base chakra. And then the moon is illuminating her crown chakra. Almost accepting the unknown and knowing that you will always choose the right path, particularly with this bow and arrow. So I don't know what the clarity you need. So like, it's good. It's good. It's really good. However, this is the funny thing, is this Knight of Swords coming in towards this whole reading. All these cards, I'm going to try to hold them all up. Actually, the Four of Swords isn't significant because there isn't a person in it, so it's not. Try to hold this up. Okay. So look at the energy of all these people. And then look who's charging towards it. Who's charging towards it. Tells me something is coming towards you. Something is coming towards you. It could be someone with air energy. It could be Aquarius, Gemini, or Libra energy. They're coming towards you quite quickly and quite swiftly. You don't have a clue, I want to say, because you're standing here with your eyes closed, both these cards. Their eyes are closed because you're very, almost like you're deep reflective. If you're working on that independence and that self-sufficient you will be getting it. Absolutely. I don't know if this is providing clarity for you. In that sense, it might be, but this Knight of Swords is coming in, and I think this is very unexpected. Maybe what the message is you're not as zoned in as you think you are? I don't know. So let's see. Well, let's start pulling. I haven't even gone into the Doggy Tarot yet. Let's get more about the Knight of Swords, okay? Because maybe we're providing, depending on where you are in the story, because that's also the thing too, like everybody's time frames can be a little bit different depending on things, like okay, so my moon is in Taurus, so maybe that slows me down a little bit from someone else who might have a sun and moon in Aries. So you guys could already be hitting the Knight of Swords, where maybe I'm at the Four of Swords, right? Like, it depends on where you are in the story. So maybe this clarity is for some of you where you are right now, and for some other people watching this, maybe this is to provide clarity for what you're moving towards. The Knight of Swords seems to be the significant part in this. What do we have here? So we have the Five of Pentacles, we have the Queen of Wands, and the Strength card. Huh. Oh. Okay, I'm going to show it to you. I'm going to need a second here. Who is this Knight of Swords? This Knight of Swords. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, this Knight of Swords isn't a person. Wow. This Knight of Swords is actually a part of your own mind. Yeah, okay. So yeah, I'm getting that with this Fire Alpha female, which is like the Queen of Wands, which would be you. And it's, you know, these cards are asking, who is this Knight of Swords? What is this Knight of Swords about? And we get the Five of Pentacles. There you are. And then the Strength card, which could be Leo energy. But I feel like this is actually a message about your own thinking. With the Five of Pentacles, you may actually think situations into being more difficult than they actually are. More difficult than they actually are. So it's almost as if you were going through maybe some sort of a spiritual process here, you're going to have one more hurdle, is the clarity that I'm getting for you. You're going to have one more hurdle on this. But because you're finishing with the Strength card, it is sort of the final aspect of this little journey that you're going on to maybe clear out this Knight of Swords, because the Knight of Swords is the fastest moving knight in the deck. He's the fastest, but he's also, you know, driven by the mind. He goes fast. Like sometimes he might go faster than his thoughts can keep up with him. Let's see. Let's get some clarification for this Five of Earth. Interesting. So then, because we're asking about the Knight of Swords and the Five of Earth has come out. So let's learn more about this Five of Earth, and we get the Knight of Wands. Now that's your energy there, right? Now, so what I always have this saying about the Knight of Wands. I should create one for each knight. Well, for the Knight of Pentacles, the slow and steady wins the race. The Knight of Cups is, well, to me, always about romantic gestures. I always find the Knight of Swords can be about coming in a little too harsh, a little too strong, a little too fast. With the Knight of Wands, for me, this energy is about someone who takes chances, but they're calculated risks. And it reminds me a lot of fire sign energy, like Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. So they're often the ones that will go out and they will look for that adventure, or they will go after that opportunity, but usually not without calculating if the gain far outweighs the risk. You know, because this Knight of Swords can take some risks here. He just goes, right? He just goes. Whereas the Knight of Wands to me is a little bit more about the calculated risk, because they're also, it's winning through action, right? Winning through action. So with this Five of Earth, it's more about perhaps not taking the risks into account. Not taking the risks into account. And the next level for you is moving into that energy where you are more you, where is looking at the risk and assessing it before charging forward. It's almost just like the Knight of Wands is pretty fast, but he's not as fast as the Knight of Swords. So it's almost like just pulling back for a little bit and assessing the situation. And then, yeah, if it's like, then go for it. Like, you got to. That's how you get stuff, right? I know, it's really weird. It's a very unusual reading, to be honest. Very eclectic, very esoteric. Okay, let's get more information about this Fire Alpha female or this Queen of Wands. Ooh, we have the Queen of Pentacles and the Six of Pentacles. Okay, that's interesting. So when we look at the difference between the Knight of Swords and the Knight of Wands, which is kind of like, this is giving you this clarity about maybe perhaps how to manifest what it is that you want. Because with the Knight of Pentacles, that's in a very strong energy. It's a very balanced energy. And then here we're getting more pentacles. So reducing, wow, there's a lot of, just noticing there's an awful lot of major arcana that's out too. So probably a large cycle change. It's significant, but going into a much more nurturing and balanced energy, and that's the key there. It's almost like this self-assessment, this quick assessment on a situation. Because yes, fire signs can be very much about, and Aries in particular, oh, that's what I want, I'm gonna go get it. It's like, you know, the little kid in the zodiac is like, oh, that's my favorite thing over there. I'm gonna go and get that without, you know, looking both ways before you cross the street. So you should look both ways before you cross the street. So look at the pros and look at the cons. And then if it looks good, go and get it. Because someone else, there's going to be like a Taurus standing beside you thinking, if I go to get that, what will I do with it? And then what will I already know it's safe to go. I'm gonna go. So that's how you get stuff. Oh, let's clarify the Strength card. Oh, that came out really fast. It was like it was dying for me to ask it. Okay, the Lovers, there you go. So maybe you're on your way to your 10th pentacle because the Knight of Pentacles is the clarity. See, I said, every single time I've done this reading, I've been a little perplexed, like for Aquarius, for Pisces, and now Aries, I've been a little perplexed up until the last card. I'm like, I'm trying to pull it together. So there you go. The clarity is the Lovers. So perhaps having this ability to assess a situation a little more fiery, a little less swordy, you will find that 10th pentacle. There you go. Because the Lovers is about a choice. A romantic partner you can snuggle with at night and have a glass of wine. Oh yeah, look at the Judgment and the Nine of Cups is underneath. Oh, and the Knight of Swords too. Oh, maybe it's a Knight of Swords coming towards you. Who knows? No. Do I know? I don't know. It's just freaking energy, man. It can be whatever you want it to be. I know, did I just say that? As my channel becomes more successful. No, but honestly, it is energy. So it's energy and intuition to bring you a message. I really gotta go before I shoot myself in the foot. But no, I mean, let me know if it resonates. I think it resonates. It's good. It's all good. Yeah, so again, it's like, I think that might be your ticket to your 10th pentacle, if that's what you're looking for. And if you're trying to get the Nine of Pentacles, there's a little story on how to do that and what to watch out for, and then you'll get your 10th pentacle. So that's great. All right, Aries, thanks guys. I hope you enjoyed that reading. I hope it gave you like surprising clarity. Until next time, do be gentle with yourself. So, Aries, I haven't gone yet, and I'll tell you why. I left the cards on the table. I went to go have some lunch. I had to feed the child. It's lunchtime. I had to feed the dog. I had to go outside, let the dog out. Did all that stuff. Then I came back, and I'm like getting ready to pick up the cards. And actually, the whole time I'm eating lunch, there was something about that reading. I was like, there's something else there. There's something else there. And I wasn't seeing it. And then when I came up to pick up the cards, I looked at it and I went, oh. So I want to give you one more message that was trying to like, it was like bugging me until I came back up and I saw the cards again after stepping away. What was it I was talking about stepping away? Getting that perspective. Was that with you guys with the Hanged Man? Isn't that funny? I literally, it was almost like this was my artwork and I needed to step away for a second to see it again. So I know we're at the end of the video, so let me get to it. The last part, I've already picked the cards up because I was like, am I going to go back on and say something? I don't know. So I started shuffling for Taurus. I'm getting ready to do Taurus. And then, no, I got to say something because it really bugged me. It was like I saw it after pulling away from the artwork. So that Knight of Swords, because it came up with the Five of Pentacles, the Queen of Wands, and the Strength card, and the Strength card was clarified by the Lovers, I want to say that another way to look at the energy surrounding those cards and their meaning is that you still don't see this Knight of Swords coming towards you. It still could be perceived as a part of your own consciousness that works too quickly towards things that you want when you should take a pause. However, it could actually be someone coming towards you in that energy, and it could be another fire sign. And I want to say, if you've been in the Five of Pentacles, if you've been feeling sort of depleted or maybe left out in the cold, that sort of energy associated with the Five of Pentacles, I feel like it could be, for some of you, it could be another fire sign coming towards you, and actually through the Lovers, you get your strength. And I want to say it's probably a mutual building of strength in that connection. But they are coming towards you as the Knight of Swords. If that's the case, if that's how, like I looked at that again, I was like, ooh, it just played out like that so easily when I looked at it the second time after being away from the cards for about 40 minutes. And I was like, so this is the second group. I just wanted to put that out there for anyone that wanted that, or perhaps was seeing that yourself going, oh, wait a second, now that the Lovers is there. Okay, that's it. I got to Taurus now. Okay, guys. Bye.